Get everything you need for your next job without the hassle at AquaBluMosaics.com. We carry everything from high-quality pool tile, porcelain pavers, grout, fire and water features, and everything in between that you need to get your project done and put some money in your pocket. A literal showroom in the palm of your hand, we are the most powerful tool any pool contractor can have in their pocket. Become an Aqua Pro and save money on every order, get free samples, and have full access to our unmatched customer service. Easy to remember, hard to forget. Visit AquaBluMosaics.com.
Thanks for joining us on another episode of Pool Magazine Podcast. I'm your host, Joe Trusty, editor of Pool Magazine, and today I'm chatting with my friend and frequent guest on the show, Vito Mariano, president of Basecrete Technologies. Their manufacturer is the industry's leading waterproof bond coating for swimming pools. It's great to have you back with us today on the show, Vito.
Oh, thanks, Joe. It's always a pleasure. Always a pleasure.
I know there's a lot going on with your firm these days. When I caught up with you in Orlando at the Everything Under the Sun show, you were filling me in that you're opening some new locations. Is that right?
Yeah, constantly moving forward. I'm trying to step back a little bit, but by force of nature, we just continue to keep the growth. Yeah, we're leaps and bounds. Other than the fact we're shipping to about 24 plus countries, we're manufacturing now in 4. Logistical reasons, it's just so much easier to manufacture in those areas because shipping dead weight is very expensive.
So where are you guys now on the map?
Well, right now, head office is still in Sarasota, Florida. We are manufacturing in Italy. We are manufacturing in Portugal. We are manufacturing a little bit in Spain and then Greece and Turkey. So, yeah, and then I'm still working on Canada, and that will be the quickest thing. And I tried to get it open last year. We're just too busy to stay focused on it. But I think probably by June, July, we'll be operational in the Canadian market, as well as blending our material there.
And well, that'll be right in your own backyard. So that should be a lot easier for you to manage, right?
Yeah, it's always good. Yeah, I love being up there. It's better weather, that's for sure. Definitely better weather. Yeah.
Well, you've also got that new product, Skin Microplaster, and I heard that product great reception since its launch. Can you share any feedback with us?
Yeah, we're right now we're experimenting with Graco machines to get it sprayed, and that's for ease of application. It's a little bit more temperamental material, and we do an awful lot with it in Europe because they're used to working with fine micro toppings. Not as skilled here, but no, they'll get used to it. And it's a beautiful material. It's the best plaster that I've ever seen and worked with, and it is all porcelain-based material. It's all waterproof. Again, it's a stabilized pigment that if I can only patent it, that would be awesome. And yeah, so we're we've done hundreds of pools right now in Europe. We've done a few of them here, and I'm finding that if I can continue experimenting with the Graco type machines to spray it on, it will be the first spray on pool plaster we've ever seen on the market. Yeah, only for redo. Unless they're poured in place, we cannot spray the shotcrete or gunnites. They're too rough. This is a micro topping, so the surface we have to go on has to be somewhat smooth, from the exposed aggregate to the smooth marble type finishes.
And it still has the same waterproofing properties as your regular Basecrete product, right?
It's all the same. The only thing that is different is the porcelain-based material. We take the pigmented, it's baked on at a very high temperature, so you get the colors almost completely integrated inside the aggregate to minimize the fading effect that normally the industry gets, especially in warm climates.
Very cool. Well, we had another segment of Pool Magazine podcast the other day that we were discussing the blame game of what happens when a pool plaster project goes sideways. One thing that kind of stood out in my mind is how important surface preparation is and how easy it is for hydration to occur when proper surface prep has not been performed. I was hoping that you could speak to that a bit and what makes Basecrete stand out as a leading solution in this respect.
Yeah, so what's really important for anything that goes on top of a surface is the concrete surface profile, what we call the CSP. Our requirement is the 6, 7, 8. You want to max out the adhesion you're going to get with plaster or stucco or anything that is cement-based. You need a good a rough surface so you can get adhesion. You want to, and people ask me all the time, well, Basecrete waterproofing material, since it's waterproof, how are you going to get the plaster to stick to it? Well, I can tell you right now, we're probably well over 2,000 pools waterproofing full shells every month, and then just tile line borders and all that. It works. It will stick to it. You can spray the surface down with a little bit of moisture that will kind of beads up on the surface. The plaster needs to stay hydrated. It's so important because if you take 1,000 pounds of any pool plaster or stucco, the majority of the weight is the approximate weight of water is 300 pounds. it dissipates very quickly. And what happens with 300-pound loss? Same thing. It hydrates and it shrinks and it cracks. It's the biggest problem we have in the industry is if it's exposed to too much absorbency, sucks out the water from moisture out of the material, or too much hydration from the sun or wind from the surface. You're going to get delamination. You're going to get cracks, whether they're spider cracks, grazing cracks, or cracks in general. There is a big issue. I've been working for many years with Coronado. Believe it or not, they take, from what I understand, still every pool, because they go through a lot of Basecrete liquid, they incorporate so many pounds for so many batches of their pool plaster that eliminates so much grief in their hydration cracks because they're stabilizing the plaster as it's adhering. We do some very large high-end homes that they do the same thing. The job site mix stucco, a brown coat, they apply a certain percentage of Basecrete liquid, and it slows down the hydration. The slower any cement-based material cures, the less deficiency you're going to get. It's just the way it is. The nature of the beast. Water, as much as you need it, is the number one cause of delamination and hydration and cracks and all the above.
Oh, I know it's very destructive, and I know that's why your product is such a mainstay with pool contractors. We were chatting in Orlando, and you showed me some pretty cool photos of how versatile your product is. I mean, one project you're doing now at the St. Regis, you were showing me has some incredible coral feature work in the pool that's actually sculpted from your product. And I was hoping I can get you to discuss that a little bit on the show today.
Yeah, absolutely. So I've been there a few times. I've had some meetings with Rockstar Pool. We do an awful lot of work with them from, oh my God, I can't even tell you some of the crazy, very large jobs from High Rock Cafe to things at Disney. They're all over the place. They're quite large company, great company to work with, great employees. But we were called in with the engineers to St. Regis, which is Longboat Key. It's an extremely high-end, very posh condominium with a hotel. And right now the budget's at $14 million for an unbelievably massive pool with beach walk-in entry. And what they're doing is, and believe it or not, I've got pictures that I think you've seen. They're building 2 walk-in entries, one from the east side, one from the west side, with a flowing river all the way around it, connecting to 4 or 5 other major-sized pools. In the middle of this about a half-acre pool, they are sculpting out of shotcrete on top of styrofoam and simulating that it looks just like coral. And they're taking Basecrete liquid with some of our compound and on-site mix, which is white Portland cement, Federal. It's the best cement in the industry. If you take that with their on-site mix, they're incorporating the liquid so they don't get the hydration and the cracking because right in the middle of nowhere off the ocean and the sun's just beating down on it. They've been doing that for quite a while, and they've got, oh, Lord, a good half-acre of it that they're doing. And what they're doing is with their pigmenting Basecrete, they're taking our white, pigmenting it into slight coral colors. So they have the 2 beach entries that are going to be used as a finish. In the center, which is the pod, they're going to be putting a light sand-colored Basecrete. They're going to set 4 inches of sand, and they're putting live marine life in it. And the stingrays need sand in order for them to habitate inside it. And the people that will be staying at the hotel and the people that own the condominium all have this view of this massive pool with a bar. Ray Corral's going in there doing a big, beautiful mural as well, from what I understand. And you'll be able to swim inside with the marine life inside this vessel full of artificial coral. That looks real.
Your product's really versatile in the respect that it's eco-friendly. I remember a different project that incorporated fish and wildlife. It was Moat Marine, right?
Yep. We are at Moat Marine. We've been doing, from what I understand, all their waterproofing for a number of years now because of a few reasons. It's effective. It works. It is extremely adhesive and marine friendly, which is very important to them. The new Moat Marine that they're building now, which is off of Highway 75 in University, it's a $175 million project. When they're done, the amount of waterproofing will be the size of 80 Olympic-sized swimming pools. And that is really unique, too. They're about halfway done with the project, and I think they're going to be completed probably what they're projecting. They're hoping by the end of this year they'll be completed. We'll see.
Yeah, it's a massive project, but then again, so is this one. I remember reading a press release that St. Regis released a while back that they're building 69 new luxury condos at Longboat Key. That's in addition to a 166 room luxury resort located adjacent on the property. The condos go from 1 bedroom all the way up to 4 bedrooms with prices starting at $2 million. But one of those 4 bedroom units just went for about 20 million. I heard this project has been over 8 years in the making, but the new residences are going to offer this unrivaled concierge lifestyle, unlike anything else in Florida, right?
Yeah, listen, we've done work all over the world, very high-end posh resorts. The St. Regis is the most amazing project I've ever actually been to. I just did a video that went viral a few days ago about me actually getting on my knees and doing an application, trying to show them how to do an application. They wanted a sponge finish. It was simple. I got on my knees and showed them. Well, I got a call this morning from the designers, the Rockstar. They want to go that route all the way through. So they want us there again Monday because they want to approve another lighter shade of sand to do the center pod of this massive pool. And I'm going to be there myself because I'm not an office guy. I just love to be outside in the projects. I get dirty with the applicators. I get along great with them. That is my background. Is I've been applying and training people for 48 years now. Yeah, it's a long time.
Yeah, I saw some of the photos under construction, but I've also seen some of the 3D renderings. It's really breathtaking what they plan on building down there.
Oh, yeah, you got to see it. So I've been invited to join them at the completion to do one of the first dives and swims there. And I would like to hire an underwater photographer just to see how with the marine life. It's going to be pretty spectacular. Actually, I'm doing the same thing with Marine. That big tank that they're building with sharks and everything in it. I'm going to be with the first dive team that goes in there and scopes it and see how it looks, which I'm actually looking forward to. Sounds exciting.
They've been a huge name in luxury travel for about 100 years, dating back to John Jacob Astor when he launched the very first St. Regis in New York City back in 1904. This one here is definitely a unique property for sure. I mean, it's got great sweeping views of the Gulf of Mexico, round the clock concierge service for your every need and every amenity right at your fingertips. The pool is going to be the crowning jewel of this really unique luxury property.
Yeah, I mean, it is truly spectacular. It really is. Like it's just a beautiful project.
Now you mentioned
Yeah.
that Rockstar Pool out of Naples, Florida, is the builder in charge of the pool construction on this particular project, right?
Yeah, great team. I love working with them. They were wonderful. The whole team. They got some dozens of workers in and out, and they're wonderful people. They're one of the best companies I work with. They're just a great team. I've done many projects with them. They're extremely innovative. They're one of the few companies that were invited to come in and do this kind of work. That coral takes an awful lot of patience and artistry to do what they're doing. Because when you're 50 feet away from it, you look at it, it looks real.
Yeah, I saw the photos. It's really cool what they were able to do. I mean, how'd they end up bringing in Basecrete to consult on this project?
Well, the name is synonymous out there for what we do for Basecrete. I mean, we've done some crazy projects, from Disney to Universal Studios to the Swamp Man movies to movie stars all over the world. I mean, I can sit here and brag about what we've done. Some crazy, theme parks, many of them. And, the famous Woolworth building in New York, that pool was built in 1904. They called me in as what they considered an expert. I mean, I know cement. That's my thing. They wanted it to look like it was built in 1904 or 1907 because apparently Oprah Winfrey bought the whole 29th floor, and she has certain specifications in the purchase of the building that she wanted the pool to look as authentic as the day it was built over 100 years ago. That's when I was called in working with the engineers because I've worked with that engineering company before. I still do. And, the word gets out there. This is what we do. I've worked on some pretty crazy stuff like Hard Rock Cafe with Rockstar. And we do a lot of work with Coastal Construction. They build the majority of the high-end mansions and high-end condominiums in the state of Florida. We do all of their work for them. And we do all the waterproofing. And Rockstar works with them. We just work together as teams all the time. We all get along quite well.
You do a lot of these types of projects. I know that for sure. I mean, what else are you up to right now? I always like to pump you for info because you have a big project.
Well, I'll tell you, everybody's pumping me for everything. I'm going to be 66 in a couple months. I'm getting burnt out.
God bless.
So,
Still going at it.
yeah, thanks. Still going at it. Thousands of pools, our decking and our Basecrete, balcony, parking lots, parking decks, restoration bridges. I mean, we're at so many different projects right now. We landed at Lowe's. You'll start to see our BRK, which is our Basecrete repair kit that will be going into thousands of stores starting, I think, mid-April. That is Basecrete miniature kit, which got a mesh in there for crack detail. It's a kit that you open up the lid, it's got everything in there. We were approached, actually, what's really interesting is Lowe's invited 300 different companies to solicit their products. We came in the top 8 and got the Platinum Award for the best product to introduce last year to Lowe's, which I thought was really unique. It puts a few feathers in our cap. Other than that, yeah, we're working on. I'm coming out with some new products. My Extreme, which is a fiber-based Basecrete for the ICF industry, which is growing, and we're starting some courses on training how to build ICF insulated concrete foam walls. That we do many homes, and now the pool industry for that type of construction is opening. And I've been specifying and training people on the ICF part of building swimming pools for many years. That is really taking off, like almost to the point where it's a little scary, and we're having a hard time keeping up with what we're doing with that.
Yeah, you started a Facebook group for that, right? I know you guys are getting a lot of members to that group.
Yeah, we're up to 4,000 already. In what, 3 months, and it's growing. It's going to end up in the 20-30,000. I can see it. So in North America, working in Canadians an awful lot. The ICF is really predominant. In the Caribbean islands, it's predominant. And if you've ever been in a home or slept in a home that's ICF built, it's very unique. Every temperature in that room, whether it's hot or air conditioning or cold, maintains it equalizes its temperature. Same thing will be in the swimming pool. Now, and the reason why I think is because I really truly believe that in 10 years from now, there's going to be the dying breed of the plasters and the guys that do pools and shotcrete. Nobody wants to do it. It's hard work. And, I love the guys that do this kind of work all day, every day. It is not easy to do what they do every day. And I find that the ICF industry is really expanding because of the lack of workers to do everything that needs to be done, or it's just an easier approach. I find that it's an easier approach, especially when there's definitely going to be a lack of the type of workmanship that they'll have 10 years from now. Because the plasters and the guys that do concrete, it's not an easy lifestyle. It's tough.
No, it's tough on your body. I mean, these guys are like football players, 20 years, they still have all sorts
Yeah.
of problems with their shoulders, their back.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Like my dad was a masonry contractor. I mean, I went down that route. And I think I've said it many times. And my dad always said, you want to feed your family, you have to learn a trade. So I picked up a trowel. I served my 5-year apprenticeship, and I'm good at it. And that's why I sent that video out to everybody that went viral. Oh, look, the old man's on his knees showing us how to trowel. Yeah, I can't sell anything I don't know how to apply. So that's my motto. If I make it, I have to be able to be one of the fastest to apply it. And I did it the other day, and I'm still paying for it because I can barely walk after spending a half an hour on my knees plastering. It brought back a lot of old memories.
Yeah, a little Bengay helps. You'll be back out. You'll be back out in the field on Monday, right?
I'll be back in the field on my knees on Monday. Yes, I believe me. I'm complaining, Joe, but I absolutely love it. I really do. I'd rather be in a construction site working in that heat than I am I'm not an office person. Never have been. I mean, my office staff. I have amazing staff. I love the people that work with us. 3 of them are my kids, and they're doing wonderful. They're taking the helm, and they're trying to push me out, and I can spend more time doing what I love, is developing. I love to develop different types of materials.
Well, it's a great project, and I love your passion, man. I hope that you keep me in the loop as it gets closer to fruition, and that you send me some pictures when you guys get them.
Yeah, I've got pictures now. If you want them, I'll be more than happy to send them over to you, Joe.
Oh, terrific.
Yeah,
Well,
it's the type of job that I think everybody should put their eyes on, just to see, not because it's Basecrete, just to see what these guys can do out in the field. It's just really beautiful. It's fantastic to watch.
I'll look forward to showcasing some of that work, and thanks so much for checking in with us today, Vito. Really appreciate having you on the show as always.
Yeah, well, it's great. You guys have the best magazine. I'm always so happy to be part of it. And I love what you guys are doing. Keep going. I love it.
That's all the time we have left for today. Make sure to like, subscribe, and follow, and we'll catch you next time on another episode of Pool Magazine Podcast.
Get everything you need for your next job without the hassle at AquaBluMosaics.com. We carry everything from high-quality pool tile, porcelain pavers, grout, fire and water features, and everything in between that you need to get your project done and put some money in your pocket. A literal showroom in the palm of your hand, we are the most powerful tool any pool contractor can have in their pocket. Become an Aqua Pro and save money on every order, get free samples, and have full access to our unmatched customer service. Easy to remember, hard to forget. Visit AquaBluMosaics.com.